Hey, welcome and thank you for joining us today and for expressing your interest in Cal Lutheran, the School of Management, and the Hospitality and Tourism program. Cal Lutheran is committed to providing the best educational experience, and its faculty and industry partners have been active in keeping this commitment considering the impact of COVID-19. So whether in virtual or in person, we create an environment that provides both insight and inspiration that nurtures and challenges students in a vibrant community that's moving forward. So just a little bit about the School of Management. The Hospitality and Tourism program is one of the 4 majors within the School of Management. The school also offers 6 minors and 9 graduate programs. One unique opportunity for students at the School of Management is they have the opportunity to take advantage of the 4+1 program, which provides students the opportunity to enter graduate school early and have courses from their undergraduate studies count towards completing their graduate degree within 1 year. So it helps you save time and then also exposes you to some of the graduate level courses that you can take advantage of. Another aspect of Cal Lutheran, which I've experienced and wanted to talk about, is that all faculty within the School of Management have industry experience related to their courses. And they're also active in engaging community partners in the area or industry partners. And it's a great opportunity for enhancing the quality of course instruction, but also provides students insights into the industry overall. So I think that's a great opportunity for, or something that differentiates Cal Lutheran from other schools. So before I review the agenda, I just wanted to note that we'd like your engagement in this webinar, and you have the opportunity to post questions that we'll answer at the end of this discussion. But we also posted handouts. In the upper right-hand corner, you should be able to see some of the files that we'll be referring to, including a 4-year plan. So today we're going to introduce the panelists, and my name is Stefan Cosentino. I'm the program director at Cal Lutheran University, and I have experience working overseas and also with Fortune 500 companies in the hospitality world. That includes Walt Disney World as well as Wyndham Vacation Ownership. And today we have one of our adjunct professors, Paul Spooner, who has over 40 years experience in front of the house operations and in the hospitality industry, as well as close to 20 years experience teaching online and in person at various schools in California. Lastly, we have Chelsea Molden. And what you'll see a lot today is our engagement with our industry partners. And Chelsea is an account manager for Verdin Marketing that works with one of our tourism boards that we have incredible engagement in. So we're going to discuss the curriculum today, as well as our HCM advisory board, which is a big part of our school. We'll also touch a little bit more about industry engagement and the opportunities students will have in engaging our partners and the dynamic careers that can come out of it. So before we move forward, I thought a good way to understand or see how we engage our industry partners is to take a look at a 60-second video that essentially informs how engaged our partners are and how interested they are in partnering with us at Cal Lutheran. So I'll just show this here.
The hospitality industry just totally rocks. We're really there to inspire and show people when they come to Ventura what they're going to see, how they can become part of our community.
They actually offer hospitality programs, management programs in hospitality. There's actually certifications now.
Soft skills that are passionate.
Hospitality industry just totally rocks.
We're
really there to inspire
students for hospitality internships.
We've taken a lot of our classes and we've modernized them to mirror what the industry is looking for.
They're really teaching us how to be successful. I'm building a foundation. And I think with this program, we have that potential because they're teaching us every little aspect of it.
Anybody can have a job, but how many people wake up literally every morning and love what they do?
And I wanted to emphasize is one of the professors that you saw is actually a chef at Ventura Community College. So while he doesn't work directly with Cal Lutheran, we partner with our local community colleges in making sure that if students want to transfer to the university, that we have articulation agreements in place. So if you're considering transferring to the university online through the registrar's office at Cal Lu, you can take a look at the articulation agreements we've already developed. And if there's not specific course agreements set up for your specific school, it's fairly easy to partner with those institutions and create one. So I thought that was a great way of just expressing, and you'll see it again through this video, about how we engage our industry partners. So just a little about the hospitality and tourism management program. It's a 4-year Bachelor of Science degree. We like to say it's a business degree with a hospitality focus, because that curriculum leverages a lot of the school management courses that provide a great foundation as a business manager, and that includes accounting, HR, finance, law, and marketing courses. This program was developed with the support of local hospitality employers that not only provided resources for developing the program, but also provided a commitment to hiring student interns and creating experiential learning opportunities for students. So they naturally have a strong employer interest in demand for having our graduates employed within the industry after graduation. One point I also wanted to provide was there's additional videos posted in the handout section or the video sections that you can take a look at, or you can make a trip to VenturaCountyCoast.com where they may have additional videos about the area and about our program as well. So it's just something to consider. So we produced a 4-year plan that you also have in your handout sections. This is just a snippet from the first year experience that a student may have. A lot of the courses a student might take in the first year are Core 21 or general educational requirements, but we also have courses that students can start on to get exposure to the hospitality and tourism industry. And these are 3 courses that focus on providing the foundations, providing exposure to the dynamic opportunities, and then also creating a professional disposition for hospitality leadership. So I wanted to go through one of the courses, and Paul Spooner will go through a course that he teaches, but this is a course related to tourism industry overall, as well as all the various hospitality sectors within the industry. And we focus on providing a exposure of all the different types of organizations, not only where that are part of the industry, but where students can potentially see themselves working in after they graduate. One project that we work on, and it's related to a destination marketing project where we ask students to choose an international destination and perform, to a degree, the same functions a destination manager or tourism board would do, where they're promoting the international destination to the students in the class. They define the reasons to visit that destination. They took a look at the brand positioning, and then they also interpret some of the seasonality concepts or tourism concepts that include visitation data and target markets. They also take a look at competitors that are going after the same market, looking at the same experience. So these are a great way to get students engaged in the industry. Not only that, learn a little bit more about the tourism improvement districts that are in the area, which includes Conejo Valley and then also Ventura County Coast, which are very similar to the national destination marketing organizations that are on a bigger scale, like Visit California or Visit Las Vegas. So with that, I would like to, Paul, before I get into that, another portion of the class is actually getting out and seeing these locations in person. So these are just a few shots of students visiting the Four Seasons in Westlake, which is very close by, as well as one of our advisory board members and great partners, which is Ama Waterways, a cruise line company. So what you see pictured there is the CEO actually engaging our students, talking about opportunities in the industry and different types of aspects of the cruise industry overall. So with that, I'd like to share have Paul share a little bit about a course he teaches in the first year. Okay, we'll work for a second to get Paul's mic active. There you
go.
Okay,
little rewind there. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to talk about our information technology class that I've been teaching this past spring. And actually, I'm still currently about finishing it out. This class focuses a lot on several valuable and important industry certifications. So 3 of them that we include into the course content are the STR CHIA certification, which is issued by the American Hotel and Lodging Educational Institute. And CHIA stands for Certification in Hotel Industry Analytics. The focus is to try to understand the data that's produced within the industry by the industry for analysis so that we have a better grasp of how to better serve our customers, where the revenues are coming from, various types of trends that are occurring both in our geographic market, other geographic markets, understand what a market consists of, the breakdown of various markets by price, location, services offered, etc. It's a very encompassing certification, and the background that goes into being able to pass that certification is really important. Additionally, what it offers is if you can pass the exam, which virtually everybody does, is then it's a really great thing to have on your resume and something that most industry partners would expect a graduate from a program such as ours to have on their resume. So it's kind of an understood element that you should probably be able to have tackled during the course of your studies with us. The second certification is a CVent certification, and essentially that one is regards the booking and event planning aspect of our industry, and is a really well-rounded background in just that, how it all happens. Event planning and booking organizations are a big part of our industry in the hotel industry, conventions, visitors bureau, etc. So that would be yet another certification that you would have. And lastly, the Food Service Safety Manager certification, which is a step above what's referred to as the food handler's card, which all food handlers have to have in our industry throughout the state of California. What the manager's certification enables you to do is to go in with a higher level of certification than the average food handler. And again, it's probably an expectation that most operators would have of people coming out of such a program such as ours. It teaches a higher level of food handling, and it enables that person to also teach other people and go on and help other people get their certification. So it's very valuable once you enter into any type of food service establishment, because you'll be one of the very few people that have the manager level certification. So it's a very attractive aspect to add on to your resume. Then after that, we teach a lot of the aspects of the common types of technology that are integrated into our industry, whether it's reservation management systems, property management systems, or POS systems, which are point of sale systems commonly used in most restaurants. And then the integration of those technologies in running back office operations, the analytics that are provided through those various types of technologies for improvement of profit and loss statements, identifying expense areas that are having issues. So it's a pretty encompassing class, touches on a lot of the things that are necessary to hopefully be competitive and valuable in our industry.
All right. Well, thank you, Paul. Just in addition to that, these are introductory level certifications. So as a student is going through the 101 class and other courses, they'll get a better idea of what they have a passion for. And we encourage students to further that passion, and we work with them if they're interested in taking more of the advanced certifications that are offered by Smith Travel Research and CVET, as well as SurSafe, but also to participate in case competitions that some of these organizations offer. So it's a great opportunity to get some grounding in the types of resources that the industry evaluates, getting some resume-worthy credentials, and then also pursuing a passion that for a particular area that you are interested in. So other hospitality related courses beyond the business core, as I like to call it, are the value and standards class that Paul teaches as well. Hospitality operations course that includes information about revenue management, and what we had done last year is, because we're trying to get our students engaged in different types of items on campus, we had our students create a careers in hospitality panel, where front to back, they identified the scope of the actual event, invited the industry partners they had met through the 101 course, and also planned the itinerary for how that panel was going to be run. So we are always looking at experiential learning opportunities, not only to get students engaged into activities off campus, but also on campus that generally will include events. Paul, would you like to share a little bit on the procurement and purchasing class?
Certainly. So the purchasing and procurement class, selection, purchasing, and procurement, we try to explore in pretty substantial detail all the processes that go into purchasing the very, very wide-ranging types of goods that we have to purchase and are tasked with commonly purchasing as managers in our industry. So from the hotel end, that could be learning what various types of carpets are made of and why you would select one carpet over another, what the bidding process would be that you would send out to try to make sure that you're getting a wide range of quality and price levels with which to assess prior to making the purchase. How we can drill down on finding out all the detailed information about any particular product line, whether it's how to purchase meat, fish, table lamps for hotel rooms, computers for staff members, POS systems for our restaurants, the property management system, how we may even want to try to work with our landscaping companies that take care of nurturing our landscape outside on our grounds for a very large resort hotel. How do you purchase that type of service? What are the variables that you need to be able to learn to assess? So it's pretty wide ranging. We cover an awful lot of ground. It is a 4-unit course, so there's a lot of granular information that we try to explore. And then a core part of the course additionally is the student gets to choose a particular commodity with which they're going to explore all of the specifications and the breakdown of locating the product, developing a specification sheet, the entire purchase process that would take place in being able to take it from A to Z and be able to actually present that and essentially take that to your boss and say, okay, this is my research project on buying mirrored TVs as an example, which is one of the things that a student did this year, so that in hotel rooms, there's a somewhat new product line that's out there that has a mirror in the hotel room. That mirror also doubles as the TV. So the student did research on how to purchase that, all the details about it, even down to how the TV gets mounted by the maintenance department. So we really try to drill down, as I mentioned before, on that granular level and try and explore all that level of information. And this is commonly many of the jobs that managers within the industry will have to do. Purchasing products of various types, even if it's mop heads for the kitchen, you have to know how to go about it in a systematic process. That's kind of what the industry and most industries require of managers. It's a specific system and process that has to be understood.
Okay,
so that's a lot about what that class is about.
Paul, that's awesome. So it's not only valuable in the hospitality industry, but these skills are transferable to other disciplines. So I know from my
Absolutely.
experience at Walt Disney World, we're always talking to media vendors about which one we're going to select. And I'm sure within tourism boards, they may choose different agencies to represent themselves. So they have to go through a similar process in evaluating the capability of the vendor. So it's not, it's transferable skills that you can relate to any type of purchasing decision or vendor decision you have to work with. So thank you for sharing that, Paul. There's other courses at the upper level related to service management and quality safety. And then as a capstone, we have a hospitality business strategy, which will be a case-based course where students are presented with case situations and work individually or in teams in providing their recommendation based on the case content. There are also required internships related to working with either a hospitality partner in a functional role at a property, or it could be a project-based internship where they're working with an organization evaluating a certain task that has been provided. This information or course descriptions are available on the HTM major page through a link that goes to the registration page that's available. So I want to touch a little bit more about experiential learning opportunities. Again, we have these great tourism improvement districts. We are based in Conejo Valley, and they're a great supporter of creating experiences like you see in the picture to the left, where a student actually traveled to San Diego to join our tourism partner in representing Conejo Valley at a travel show that was targeting consumers. On the right, we actually have a student that was very engaging with our hospitality advisory board, and she took the opportunity to meet these individuals and start networking and trying to discover what types of opportunities were at each of the areas. So what you see there is one of our students talking to the director at the Four Seasons Hotel, as well as a training manager at a luxury resort called Ojai in Ojai Valley. There's always these great opportunities, and I think Paul and I are always asking students what they're interested in is. So when we have these types of inquiries from our industry partners about jobs or that they may have, we can try to connect them with that student. So talked a lot about industry engagement, but I think Chelsea can probably describe a little bit more about all the fun things that are in the industry and how we engage with Tourism Board and Ventura County Coast.
Yeah, thank you so much, Stefan. I'm so happy to be here, not only to talk about Ventura County Coast and the different ways that we partner with CLU, but also because I was a hospitality and tourism major. So I have a lot of pride about that major and truly think it's the best one out there. Like Stefan was saying, this major really is a business major with a hospitality background. And because you have that background, it really does set you aside from other people that are applying to similar jobs as you. So Ventura County Coast, or Ventura County Lodging Association, is made up of 4 cities that you see on your screen. You have Camarillo, Oxnard, Ventura, and Port Hueneme. And together, this organization markets the region as a whole. In case you aren't aware, there is a tax on every lodging stay or hotel stay that has to go back to market the region to get tourists to come here and stay in our hotels, which lifts the economy as a whole. So through this organization, Ventura County Coast, there's a lot of different opportunities for the students to get involved. We have a variety of different events that we put on throughout the years, such as our Tourism Summit, which I'm going to show you a video of later. We work with the Dallas Cowboys football training camp, which is an amazing thing that we have in our area, and we have students come and help us with that. And there's a lot of other opportunities. Like Stefan said, the school is always asking, what they're interested in. And I know that he brings students to our different board meetings to experience what those are like and to our various other events throughout the year. like I was talking about, we have our tourism summit. So at the end of the year, this is a large event that we put on to showcase everything that's happened this past fiscal year throughout all of our aspects of marketing. So we work with a hotel, we work with food and beverage vendors, we work with audio and AV equipment. And through the different courses that Paul was speaking about, we go through those processes of trying to find who the best vendors would be to work with in order to put on the best event that we can. So there's a lot of hands-on experience that you're going to be gaining in this major that directly goes into the workforce. And I think that's one of the biggest things that you can gain from this major is those applicable skills. So you are getting your, business classes, but you're getting so many hands-on courses that will go with you to your different job aspects. So let's watch this video on our tourism summit. You're going to see a lot of people, and you're going to see a lot of passion. I think that's one of the biggest things that I love about this industry is the passion that you see throughout all of the people that you work with. There's just such a pride of the place that you work for, whether it's, a city or whether it's the tourism organization or the marketing organization. Everyone has a lot of passion, and you're going to see this across the video. Let me play this video for you.
So Chelsea, I attended that event. I thought it was an awesome experience, awesome opportunity to get students engaged in that show. And we actually had not only undergraduate students attend and contribute to the management of that event, but also graduate students from the 4+1 program that had worked with the university on a project. So I think that was an awesome show, and there's so many components that students can get engaged in related to the logistics, but also you're spending a lot of time running the itinerary of that show, which you did a fantastic job, and we'll be happy to provide you, or if a student's interested, get some help, because I think that's a important part of any type of event is the programming of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. The behind the scenes, I mean, you didn't even see me in the video, but you're running around, you're making sure the vendors are there, the participants are, happy, the speakers are all set and ready to go up on stage on time. There's a lot of different things pre, during, and post event. And we are so thankful that we have our Cal Lu students to help us throughout the duration of, that day and all of our other events.
Great. Well, thank you. So again, Chelsea's with the Ventura County Coast. We also have the Conejo Valley that's in the area. I encourage you to take a look at the various websites, not only to see what a tourism board does, but you're going to be coming to this area, and naturally they talk about all the fun things to see and do in the area. So encourage you to check that out if you have time. I created a slide of some of those other experiential learning opportunities that might be available to students. I'd mentioned before that students had put on a careers in hospitality panel. So there's one of the images where they engaged individuals from the industry, including the Four Seasons HR or assistant HR director, an individual from Expedia, as well as one of our current alumni that is involved in property development, working on the real estate side to developing a hotel. Right below that picture, I think Paul can describe a little bit more about it. All right, let me work on Paul's mic. You might have to just click on and activate it again.
There it is. Yeah, so last summer we went out to the Dallas Cowboys training camp and produced a survey or conducted a survey. And we essentially, while people were queuing up to get tickets or in various places throughout the facility, we would walk up to them and introduce ourselves and conduct a survey regarding their spending habits during the trip and what brought them to the Dallas Cowboys site, but also where they thought they would be spending money, whether it was on gas, lodging, restaurants, what type of restaurants, what type of lodging, and then later on collated all that information and presented it back to the Hospitality Association so they could try and understand the economic impact of the Dallas Cowboys camp, both to the business sector, but also to the governmental sector. Very important for those for the Camarillo local government, Oxnard, Ventura, and Port Hueneme to all understand what bringing such an economically impactful camp as the Dallas Cowboys would do to the area, and why they need to continue to do more marketing about the camp to various other areas outside of our immediate area to bring in more essentially tourist dollars to the local economy. So a really wide-ranging, impactful study based on just 3 days of standing in the sun, interviewing people from all over the Western U.S., quite frankly. I can remember there were people as far as St. Louis that came out, which was kind of crazy. I didn't think there were a whole lot of Dallas Cowboy fans in St. Louis, but I guess they are America's team. But it was very interesting. We had students help us in this process. It would have been great to have had more because I really think it's a very insightful thing to do. It really does take a lot of the theory that we teach in the classroom and put it into a real world application, which I think is a wonderful thing to try to bring to our students through the program that we teach.
Great. Thank you, Paul. So that was an awesome experience. Go ahead, Chelsea.
Yeah, this document was so important for Ventura County Coast. Like Paul was saying, it went out to all of our cities to really show the importance and the economic drive that the Cowboys training camp has. But we also took it back to the head of the Dallas Cowboys, and we used this document that they created, CLU created for us, to show them the importance of it and to help the Cowboys keep coming back to our area. So it was such an amazing thing to have this partnership and create that document.
Go. Thank you, Chelsea. So another great opportunity we created with the Ventura County Coast was engaging some of our 4+1 students or graduate students in identifying an opportunity to help the organization decide which type of financial institutions they would like to use to increase profit or optimal interest rates in the taxes or assessments that the Ventura County Coast collects to market. So they naturally have a reserve account, and these students work with different vendors, if you want to call them that, which are banking institutions or other financial firms, in determining who's going to manage each type of account. So it's great that students can work on a real project that helped with their resume, as well as the experience and what Paul had mentioned, somewhat of the vendor selection purchasing product. The image in the top right is where we've engaged students related to a past and professional event. And we hope to engage students in the further development, organizing, and in this case, having a student serve as a moderator. for our hospitality partners that attended, which included one of our tourism officials from the city of Camarillo, which if you're going to be doing a lot of shopping, most likely you'll be stopping by the Camarillo outlets, which is right over the grade. Like Chelsea had mentioned, there's a lot of events in the area to drive tourism towards the area. One event that our partners in Conejo put on is a Taste of Conejo. So there's different types of things that if we have the opportunity to engage students with and have students that really want to get engaged, we can manage working with these organizations to help create that experiential learning. And that includes associations that are associated with the tourism industry. And there's a picture from individuals at the Visit California Summit in San Diego this past semester from both Conejo as well as the Ventura County Lodging Association or the Ventura County Coast. So really the sky's the limit with this program. We have a lot of great industry partners. We talked about a few of them there, but on the left-hand side, we listed some of the actual organizations and hotels that are really engaged with us and looking to employ our students on a seasonal basis or on a full-time basis after they graduate. So there's a lot of different types of organizations in the area that you might get engaged with. As we talked about through the seminar, we're always looking at resume building types of experiential learning opportunities out there. So it's items that you can put on your resume, whether it's a career in hospitality panel or attending the October 1 summit at Ventura County Coast. That gives you experience and really insights into different types of career paths that are out there. So I've listed some of the general career paths someone might be able to pursue through a hospitality degree. These are just some of them. There's so many dynamic opportunities out there. So a lot of popularity related to event management, destination marketing, working in cruise line operations, OTAs or organizations like Expedia and Hotwire, always interested in working with our students and employing them after graduation. But the reality is with a degree that's business focused and provides a lot of soft skills that employers are looking for, our graduates will have a lot of transferable skills that they can employ to every type of organization that's out there. So just wanted to outline some of the different types of opportunities a student would have within the program overall. Another item related to student life on campus, the university as well as the SOM hosts a lot of events where you can get exposure to different parts of industries as well as different parts of the community overall. So we produce like I mentioned, the Passive Professional event related to career development. There's also other events like Matthew's Leadership Forum where students can engage our industry partners. There are many clubs and associations on campus that students can participate in, and there's a wealth of alumni that are really have an affinity for Cal Lutheran that we can partner with, and you can partner with through different types of activities as well as LinkedIn network that has been produced. So there's many opportunities to engage on campus and with the events that are available. Most recently, because of certain market conditions, the school management stepped up and created a career entry and advancement in times of crisis, which brought in a lot of recruiters to talk about how students might position themselves in this current job market. So students got an idea whether they were just going to be coming out, whether they're a junior right now, or they've already graduated, how they may need to adjust or reposition their brand and how they position themselves to recruiters moving forward. So again, we try to create a lot of different types of opportunities at Cal Lutheran in our vibrant community that students can engage in. We'd asked before if you could post chat questions out there, and we'd be happy to answer those types of questions now, not only during the seminar, but afterwards as well. So my information's online if you have questions regarding the curriculum, and your respective admission officers can help you with any other types of questions. But at this point, I'd like to invite Sheldon to see if he can share any types of questions that have been posted that he'd like to pose to us.
Thank you. Yes. So, what are opportunities for hospitality students to engage in experiential opportunities and internships?
So I think we mentioned a lot. I didn't know if Paul or Chelsea wanted to mention some related to items that we may have not talked about.
I think we.
Go ahead, Chelsea.
Perfect. I think we talked a lot about the different things that students can do to be involved. As you saw in some of the videos, I believe Francine was one of the students that was with us for our tourism summit, helping, kind of the front lines and pass out different name tags. But there's so many different opportunities that you can have with industry partners through this school.
Go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, and I would echo that. Whether you want to work for a restaurant company, the Marriott, any on the waterways, most all operators are looking for talent, and that's, I think, a very exciting part of not only our program but the university experience in general. Is that we prepare that talent to go out there and be very effective. So quite often, and I'm sure, Chelsea, this might have been your experience, in fact, is that internships often turn into jobs, and those jobs often turn into careers. So the path is really well trod in that respect. And I think that we try to really focus on producing skill sets in our students so that they can go out there and not only leverage our relationships in the wide variety of industries that are part of our industry, but additionally put them in a position to be very, very successful. So, our alumni have done traditionally quite well out there in the job place.
Okay, great. I think one thing I'd like to add to that is these organizations, including tourism improvement districts, always creating events and reasons to visit to the area. So while we can't provide a full list, a lot of the opportunities come from attending these board meetings where they mention, or the individual cities that are part of Ventura County Coast or even the Conejo Valley, identify opportunities or events that they're creating. And since we're there and we engage in these association board meetings, we're able to understand if they have an interest, and we can create that relationship between the organization and student based on what the event or the project is. So there's so many different types of ways that we can get engaged. A big part of it is understanding students' interest and what they're really ready to commit to. So thanks for asking that question. Hi, Sheldon. Were there other questions?
Yeah, so in the chat, I do see one. How do you think the job market for students with a hospitality degree, given that many of the jobs that are impacted are in the hospitality industry?
Great. I think all organizations have been impacted. Before the seminar, we were talking about haircuts and how it's impacted every part of the economy right now. So tourism and hospitality is impacted by this challenge, but like most, we're all working towards providing different types of opportunities. So some members of the organizations are still actively working just through a virtual environment. And like Chelsea is, she's working on projects from home related to promoting the area, and other partners are still running the business as much as they can. So naturally, some of the in-person locations, some parts of a hotel or food and beverage operations are impacted, but just like other businesses, once rules change, and we're actively monitoring what a government's saying at a county, state, and national level, we look forward to getting back to business. So again, we're doing the best we can, as well as the industry partners, and what I've heard from most of them, they expect a V-shaped impact, meaning that once those restrictions and there's a solution to the current issue, we're back to business.
And if I could add something there, I think that additionally, it's probably a really good time to be in school, building your skill set so that when the industry does reopen and things do get back to normal within the 6-month, year and a half time frame, that you've built your skill set and you're ready to enter a widely expanding industry as opposed to one that right now is clearly in a fairly restricted environment. So it really shouldn't have necessarily any impact on our students because they're in the learning phase as opposed to the actively looking for jobs phase.
Got it. I'd agree with that. And we actually talk about economic cycles in the 101 class. And we've had economic cycles from 2001 as well as 2008 or 9. So it's just a natural trend. This one tends to impact every industry that we have moving forward. So again, after all those events have occurred, the economy, every sector within it has rebounded. And by the time that you graduate from the program or 2 years from now, if you're a transfer student, we expect to be, again, back in business and moving forward. So thank you for that question.
I have another one. What do you feel is the most interesting hospitality or tourism experience that you're most proud of?
I'll let you guys start if you'd like to.
Chelsea, go ahead.
Sure. Perfect. So I have had the opportunity to experience and be a part of a lot of different hospitality related events and different opportunities. Probably the most exciting one has been directly working with the Dallas Cowboys. Not many people can say that they have worked with, an NFL training camp and then actually working directly with the marketing department for the Dallas Cowboys. That's been over the past few years that we've developed that relationship, and being able to bring such a big event into, the Ventura County area has been amazing. It's given me a lot of opportunity to have my hands in different various aspects of tourism marketing. And it has been just such a fun, interesting experience. So I would definitely say working on the Dallas Cowboys training camp.
Thank you. All right, I'll add to that. I had a great opportunity to work with Walt Disney World, and that's a dynamic company that has every function that you think is imaginable, from running theme parks to marketing groups to running press events. And I think my most interesting experience was when I was based in Orlando, Florida, and Disney's California Adventure was opening up. And what our role was is to work with all the executives and all the media stations, meaning radio stations that were broadcasting remotely from the new park, and trying to coordinate getting the Disney executive who may have built the one of the attractions on the radio station and broadcasted live to talk about what his function was and how great the attraction was. So that was a very cool experience that I had working in hospitality for an entertainment company. But again, the opportunities are so dynamic out there that you'll be able to discover what your passion is and pursue it here at Cal Lutheran. So thank you for the question.
What is a normal career progression for someone pursuing a hospitality degree?
Oh, okay. I think probably what is the career progression for someone that has a hospitality degree? Everybody is going to start in an entry level position. And once they identify what passion that they have through the experiential learning opportunities or the internships, they can discover whether one sector they've chosen is good for them and they want to move forward, or whether they want to try something out. And we encourage students to have exposure to different parts of the hospitality industry overall. So I think with every facet of, let's just say, an event, there's so many different parts to it. Banquets, food and beverage, like Chelsea had mentioned, even work with technology and AV to sourcing the destination that fits where you want the event to be held, and it's good for the attendees that you expect to show up. That you're going to start in an entry level role, and it's a great opportunity to see if you like it. And it's not only great in that sense, but also when you're going to be someone like Chelsea who's running a show, you have confidence and experience in knowing what's happening, let's say banquets or food and beverage, that you can easily talk with the individuals that are the director of sales at that organization, or to food and beverage banquet manager, to work out any challenges or clearly communicate what's required for running a great show.
And this last question is something that we get very often in the admission world, but in this major, is there less math that's required of it than other majors?
I've heard that one as well. So we are a business degree, and we're going to provide a great, well-rounded experience as well as curriculum for you, so you can make all these decisions that we had chatted about here. The answer to that is yes. There is one less course that students have to take in the curriculum that if you choose SOM or accounting or other areas that you'd have to take. It's still a great calculus class, but we don't require it for our major because most of the decisions and data that a student will be looking at in the hospitality world, if you want to call it that, are 2, 3, or 4-step calculations. So if you're going to be trying to calculate RevPAR, you'll just have 2 or 3 factors you'll need to actually make that calculation. So for that reason, we do not have a requirement for students to take calculus.
And that's all the questions that we've had coming through our office. So is there anything else that you would like to share about your program?
Sure. I think more about the experience at Cal Lutheran, and the School of Management builds a community for life, and we have very dedicated professors and industry partners that are looking to engage you. So they go beyond their day-to-day function to work with students, not only to advise them on specific courses that they're going to be taking each term, but help their dreams come true. So I work with a great faculty. We work on different projects to enhance that experience every day. And we have a passion not only for what we do, but again, for establishing or helping students discover what their passion is overall. So I look forward to working with future and current students on helping them discovering their purpose or passion, and engaging them with our fabulous industry partners that we have in the area. Anything you guys like that?
I just think that the industry is in itself is a fascinating industry. There's very few days that are the same. So it's tremendously exciting. It's very challenging. We deal with guest service very often in most aspects of our industry, which means you're dealing oftentimes face-to-face or indirectly with the public, which certainly has a fairly wide range of challenges there. But then we also try to do it very much from a business standpoint. At the end of the day, one of our responsibilities quite often as a manager is to produce profitable results. So how do we do that while also keeping not only our guest base happy, but our employee base engaged and happy? Because very often they're the ones that interface with our guests on our behalf as managers. So being able to balance those 3 very critical aspects on a day-to-day basis is generally quite challenging, very exciting. For me, it's always been a tremendously engaging industry. No 2 days are ever the same, very exciting, very high energy, requiring also a lot of analytics. So also great for the brainiac. There's a tremendous amount of creative thinking that's applied in our business on a daily basis. And again, that's never dull. It just keeps a tremendously a dynamic environment right at your fingertips all the time. So I think we try to prepare students for those wide-ranging dynamics. And I don't know that you'd have a career that would be more exciting than what we're trying to prepare students for.
Great. Well put, Paul. Thank you.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with everything that Paul and Stefan have been saying. I think in one of the past questions, Paul was saying that, a lot of internships turn into career paths or jobs. And that is exactly what happened, with me, about 10 years ago. I was very close with, the head of the department, and with our industry partners, they came to the professors and saying, do you have any students that would be great for this internship and this position? And because I had that relationship, I was, suggested for the role, and it led me, into this path of tourism and hospitality that I have been in love with, for the past 10 years. So I think having this degree and being, working close with the heads of the departments and your professors, you're only going to be successful, and it's going to build and lead to a really exciting, fun career that, like Paul is saying, no day is the same. You're constantly, here and there, and it is, exciting and, a lot of high energy. And, I am so happy that I was able to graduate with that major and to be able to continue in this career path.
Okay. Oh, great. Thank you, Chelsea. So in closing, I don't think we have any more questions, but I'd like to thank our audience for attending today. If you, again, have any questions on the curriculum, you can please contact me directly or your admissions contact. I'd like to also thank our panelists for attending and taking time out of your day to support the program and continue to be awesome. So with that, I'd like to close the session and look forward to seeing you on campus sometime soon or online sometime soon. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.